What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something extremely important. You want to watch this whole video. So much value in this video. One of the biggest anxiety no-nos or mistakes that I see being made, and this guy was guilty, and in fact this held me back for 4 years before I started that year of recovery. I had to get rid of this, so you want to pay attention to this video. But you know what time it is. Smash the like button down below if you're ready to kick anxiety in the butt. Leave me a comment and be honest, is this something that you struggle with? And we're going to get into that in just 1 second, but I wanted to remind you guys, this is also super important because we're down to the nitty gritty, all right? Hours away from the discount on Elite Bootcamp ending, okay? So I've been telling you this for a week. I even told you before this week, all right? I've been prepping you guys. We're down to the last day, in fact, hours away from this. So be sure to be a part of this. Get in while there's a 67% discount. And if you are on the fence, maybe you're thinking, that's still a little too out of my budget. And you know what? We got the holidays coming up, right? Here's another $20 off. Bootcamp 20. I'll put that down in the description and in the first pinned comment, along with the site for additional information. When you check out Bootcamp 20, it's going to knock off another $20. I don't want, something like 20 bucks to be something that keeps you from being a part of this program, okay? So please take part in that. I'd love to have you on. Tons of awesome feedback so far. Testimonials are starting to come out. So I'm so thankful for those of you that have already joined, and there's a lot of you still to come, all right? So be a part of that. Don't miss out. Hours away. So we're gonna jump right into the meat and potatoes of this video, why you came here, okay? The valuable part, right? There's a lot of value in this. So we have to go from external reassurance to internal reassurance. A lot of you are stuck in this cycle of constantly needing something from the outside to make us feel okay. I was guilty. Now, what am I talking about? It comes in many different forms, all right? This can be Googling, right? You're looking for an article to make you feel like you're okay, right? So you spend time on actually Googling, looking for hope, right? Looking for something to tell you that this is anxiety instead of some disease. The problem is you're wired to negativity, so you're not even going to believe the positive stuff that you are actually seeing and coming up with. You're going to actually believe everything negative, all right? So it's kind of just counterproductive. It's not working for you. It makes anxiety worse. That's a form of external reassurance you have to get rid of, okay? The next thing is constantly going to doctors and getting checkups and getting testing, okay? Eventually, it gets to a point where you need to stop, okay? And I don't want to give out bad information. You need the initial reassurance. If you need to get checked a few times, do it. But if you're going to the doctor a couple times a week and they're telling you that you're healthy and you've even switched doctors, you've had the full panels of testing with your concerns, then guys, we have to start working on acceptance. You're constantly needing a doctor to tell you that you're fine to make you feel okay. So this is something else that can become addicting. We're doing it. But as a regular addiction goes, right, your tolerance builds to the external reassurance. This is where it gets really interesting. Going to the doctor lately didn't feel as good as going to the doctor in the beginning when you were told you were fine. I don't know if you guys are like me, but the very first couple times I was told that I was healthy, I was like, oh, thank you. Whoo! And then my peace lasted a little bit longer then afterwards, right? And then towards the end, it's like I would go to the doctor and get told that I was fine, and I wouldn't even have any peace. You know what I mean? I'd be like, no, find something. There has to be something wrong with me. There was no peace in them telling me that I was okay. So I went from getting some good dopamine in the beginning to like just very tiny hits. So I had to constantly keep getting it. So as I, progressed in my anxiety before my recovery started, testing and going to doctors, it happened more and more often, right? Just like in the beginning, maybe with Googling, it just keeps getting worse until you cut it off. So that's some other external reassurance you need to cut off. Constantly going to family and friends, and I know this is a tough thing. It's great to have somebody to talk to, but if you're constantly asking them about your symptoms, am I okay? Tell me things are going to be okay. That's another form of external reassurance you have to get rid of. So like my mom, right? I would call her all the freaking time, not to just chat, right, about life. It's like, Mom, am I dying? Are these symptoms a heart attack? And she was a nurse, so bless her heart, I was kind of taking advantage of that, constantly calling her up. Eventually, guess what? I had to get away from that. I don't need to call my mom. I can tell me that I'm okay. And see, that's the thing. With the external reassurance, you're looking for something else or other people to make you feel good. But what's the problem? The internal voice is missing. So that's why I say go from external to internal, outside to in. You need to be able to tell yourself that you're fine, that you're healthy, that this is anxiety, or in general, even if you don't have something like health anxiety, You have to be able to tell yourself that things are going to be okay, that I will get through this. You know what I mean? So external to internal, right? And there's other things like checking vitals and stuff, or looking at devices, Apple Watches. They've got apps, right? Or, you know, for me, I didn't have those things, but I still made sure that I got to Walgreens or Walmart to check my blood pressure. I needed to be able to tell myself, look, maybe my vitals are up, but I'm healthy, I'm fine. I've been told by a doctor that I'm good. I've had my heart checked, and anxiety makes vitals higher, so I don't need to check anymore. So checking vitals, constant examination, looking. Stop doing that. It's smart to check yourself once a month, but guys, you don't need to be doing it every time you look in the mirror, every time you take a shower, right? Was one of my favorite times to do it. You know, I'm obviously at that time I don't have any clothes, so I can look at everything and make sure everything is working right or everything looks normal. You're going to eventually find something wrong, okay? So I tell people, especially with health anxiety, constant self-examination, checking vitals and Googling, if you do those things, you will not get over your health anxiety, okay? You have to cut off that external reassurance and start developing the internal voice. Okay. Also, things like calling your parent, constant doctor visits, constant checking, because you have to convince your subconscious that you've grown and that you've changed for you to eventually recover, right? So you have to deliver that to your subconscious, not somebody else doing it. That's why when you go to the doctor and you get told that you're healthy and you're fine, you come home, you have the symptoms. Why? Because that doctor didn't rewire what started the symptoms. That's still in you. That has to be changed. And sure, you may feel good for a little bit, but what happens? Usually the symptoms come back. And for those of you that deal with health anxiety, you have this new awakened fear of death, dying, disease, and stuff that now has to be addressed alongside with whatever started the symptoms, right? That's why health anxiety is hard. It starts out with like some root causes. Our symptoms get bad. Now we're symptom focused, but now we have this new awakened fear of like death and disease and suffering and dying, because a lot of us are like traumatized because we actually feel like every day is our last. And that sucked. So many times I felt like this is my last day or this is my last moment. And that's sad as a 20, 21, 22-year-old to be thinking that every single day, wasting time. But guys, we got to go from external to internal. You need the internal voice, okay? So take me up on this. Cut those things out. I'm just going to flat out tell you, if you keep doing those things, recovery is going to be extremely difficult at best. Probably not possible, though. In fact, my opinion, I just don't think it is possible. But, you know, you may find somebody else that tells you that you can Google and check vitals and things are going to be okay. But I just don't see that happening, all right? So remember, guys, if you got value out of this, please leave me a like. And if you watched to this point, I love doing this. I want you to put in the comment section, internal voice. Internal voice. Put that down in all caps, okay? In the comment section. Because that's what we need to develop, right? That internal voice. We've got to stop relying on the external, right? So external reassurance to internal reassurance, okay? External doesn't last. Internal is what you have to develop for the rest of your life, okay? But anyways, guys, remember, take advantage of the 67% off of Elite Anxiety Bootcamp. We're hours away from that. Join that. I'd love to have you on that journey with me. It's exciting. Guys, I'm so proud of how the product turned out. I'm so proud of everybody going through the modules and the individual lectures. One of the things with the course is a lot of people get a course and they don't actually work all the way through it. And I'm seeing some amazing progress early on of people wanting to keep going through the lectures. You know what I mean? So that was one of my biggest goals. I wanted a high completion rate. But remember, guys, this is lifetime access if you get this. And again, that Bootcamp 20 code, I don't want this to be too difficult of a decision for you. So hopefully Bootcamp 20 for another $20 off will make this decision easy for you. I want you to be a part of that, and we're running out of time. So that's down in the description, in the first pinned comment. There's other resources and tips. And guys, these videos are free. You know what I mean? So keep taking advantage of these free videos and applying what I talk about in them. Super freaking important. They help too. It's not just things like courses. Courses are more extensive, more in depth. That's why I want you to be a part of it. But you can get a lot of value out of these videos. So I'm glad that you are watching them. If you're new here, please subscribe. I've got hundreds of these anxiety help videos. We're getting close to like 1,000 something. So we're actually getting close to that. So please subscribe, become a part of the family, the community. I love you all, guys. I love you all so much. Thank you for everything that you do, whether it be leaving a like, watching a video, subscribing, or hitting the bell, leaving a comment, right? Or sharing something that's valuable in the comment section. or buying a course or doing coaching with me. That stuff supports me, guys. I'm so freaking flattered that you guys are getting, are wanting to seek help from me. And this channel has been a surprise since the beginning. So thank you so much for being a part of this awesome community. Guys, I want you to keep fighting. I love you all. And until next time, bye, guys.